Hello and welcome to Learn Statistics class. In this class, we are going to learn the statistical concept in simple and more easy way. The topic of today's lecture is examples on quartile division. Quartile division is the measure of dispersion. We will learn the examples on quartile division depending upon three types of data. First one is individual data, second is discrete data, and the third type of data is continuous data. So we shall start with the first type of data, individual data. Individual data means we are given the separate numbers without frequency and without classes. That data is known as individual data. So we shall start with example on quartile division for the individual data. Obtain quartile division and its coefficient from the following data. Here we have given the separate numbers as 11, 12, 20, 16, etc. And we have to obtain the quartile division and its relative measure known as coefficient of quartile division. For obtaining the quartile division, we have to obtain the first and third quartile. So we shall start with finding the first quartile, which is denoted by Q1. To obtain the first and third quartile, first we have to arrange the data in ascending order of magnitude. So let me arrange the given data in ascending order of magnitude. Ascending order means start from the smallest value, then go next highest value, like that up to the maximum last value. So the smallest value in our data is 11. The first value is 11, second is 12, then next is 16, 20, 30, 40, 44, 46, 50, and last is 62. This is the ascending order of arrangement of the given data. In the previous lecture, we have already taken the examples on quartile division. In that lecture, we have already discussed in more detail how to obtain quartiles from the three types of data. If a student want to learn that lecture, then click on the I button at the top right corner of the screen, and link of that lecture is also mentioned in the description below. Now we will obtain the first quartile denoted by Q1, which is equal to, the formula is size of n plus 1 upon fourth atom. Since quartile divide the total data into 4 equal parts, so we divide here by 4. Here n is nothing but the number of observation given, number of observations. Here in this case, the number of observations given is 11. So n is 11. Now substitute the value of 11, we get size of 11 plus 1 divided by fourth atom. Now it is 12 by 4. So size of 12 by 4 is 3. Size of third atom. See in the arranged data, what is the number at the third place? So the number at the third place is 16. So our first quartile is 16. Hence Q1 is equal to 16. Now we will obtain the third quartile, which is equal to size of, since it is third, so multiply 3 to n plus 1 upon fourth atom. As we have given 11 atoms, so it is size of 3 into 11 plus 1 upon fourth atom. 11 plus 1 by 4 is 12 by 4, that is 3, and multiplied by this 3 is equal to 9. So it is size of 9th item in the arranged data. Now we shall move to the arranged data. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 9th item is 46. Hence, the third quartile is 46. This is the value of Q3. Now quartile deviation is given by, quartile deviation is abbreviated by QD, which is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. This is equal to, substitute the value of Q3 46 minus Q1 is 16 divided by 2, which is equal to 15. Hence QD equal to 15. Now we will obtain its relative measure coefficient of quartile deviation. The coefficient of quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1, which is equal to 46 minus 16 divided by 46 plus 16, that is equal to 30 divided by 62, and it is equal to 0.484. This is the coefficient of quartile deviation in case of individual data. Now we will move to the next type of data, discrete data. In the discrete data, we are given the values along with their frequency. That data is known as discrete data. So we shall start with the example of calculating quartile deviation and its relative measure from the discrete data, in which we have given age in years and number of students. The age of different students are given and their corresponding frequencies are also given. In this case, we have to obtain cumulative frequency to calculate the first and third quartile. So let us prepare a table of cumulative frequency. Let me write age X and frequency F. These are the two columns. And next is less than cumulative frequency. Less than cumulative frequency is obtained by adding from the top of the frequencies. I shall write age 15, 12, 14, 16, 20 and 18. Their corresponding frequencies are 12, 7, 22, 6, 4 and 8. Cumulative frequencies are of two types. One is the less than cumulative frequency and other is the more than or greater than cumulative frequency. To cumulate means to add by a frequency which is obtained by adding the frequencies, that is known as cumulative frequency. So there are two methods of adding the frequencies. First method is start from the top of the frequency, means start from the first value 12 and go to the end, and that is known as less than cumulative frequency. And for the more than cumulative frequency, add the frequencies from the bottom, means from 8, 4 like that, and move to the top, and that is known as greater than or more than cumulative frequency. I have already prepared a lecture on cumulative frequency. If students want to learn that lecture and their examples, then click on the I button at the top right corner of the screen, and link of that lecture is also mentioned in the description below. Here we are going to obtain the less than cumulative frequency. Student may take less than cumulative frequency or more than cumulative frequency to obtain the quartiles, but generally we use the less than cumulative frequency. To obtain the less than cumulative frequency, we start from the top of frequency, means 12. Write down 12 as it is. Then add 12 and its next frequency, means 12 plus 7, that is 29. Then add this 29 with next frequency 22, that is this is 51. Now add this sum 51 to next frequency 6, means it is 57. Then add this 57 to 4, so it is 61. And last add 61 and 8 last frequency, so it is 69. Here n the total number of students, sum of all frequency is equal to 69. To obtain Q1, the formula is Q1 is equal to size of n plus 1 upon 4th atom. In case of discrete data, n equal to sum of frequency, that is in our case it is 69. 69. So size of 69 plus 1 divided by 4 atom, which is equal to size of 70 divided by 4th atom, which is equal to 17 by 4. It is size of 17.5th atom. After calculating the n plus 1 by 4, search for a cumulative frequency just greater than this 17.5. So let us search in the table. A cumulative frequency just greater than 17.5 is 29. This is. Then its corresponding value of x, that is 12, is the value of first quartile. So Q1 is equal to 12. This is the first quartile. Now we will obtain the third quartile. Q3 is equal to size of 3 into n plus 1 upon 4th atom. Here n is 69. We have already obtained. So it is size of 3 into 69 plus 1 divided by 4th atom, and it is, after calculation, size of 52.5th atom. Now search for a less than cumulative frequency which is just greater than 52. By observing the table of less than cumulative frequency, 57 is a number which is just greater than 52.5 and its corresponding value of age is 16. So the third quartile is 16. Q3 equal to 16. Therefore quartile deviation is given by QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Substitute the value of Q3 and Q1. Q3 is 16, Q1 is 12 divided by 2. So it is 4 upon 2, that is equal to 2. Hence quartile deviation is equal to 2 for the continuous data in our example. Now we will obtain the value of its relative measure known as coefficient of quartile deviation. Coefficient of quartile deviation is given by Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. Substituting the values, 16 minus 12 divided by 16 plus 12, this is 4 divided by 28, which is equal to 0.1428. This is the coefficient of quartile deviation of the discrete data in case of our example. Now we will move to the last type of data, continuous data. In the continuous data, we are given the classes and their corresponding frequencies. Continuous data is also known as grouped data, in which the values are grouped into different classes or groups. So here we are given the class and frequencies, and we have to calculate quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. To obtain the quartiles, in case of quartile deviation, we have to obtain the less than cumulative frequency. Now we will write the columns in the vertical manner. In the previous example, we have already learned how to obtain the cumulative frequency. So let us start with calculating the cumulative frequency. To obtain less than cumulative frequency, write down first value as it is, that is 2. Then add this first and second, 12. After that add first 3, means add 12 to 28, it is 40. Like that 60, and next is 60 plus 12 is 72. Here the total is 72. To obtain the first quartile, we have to obtain the first quartile class. Then we will use the formula for Q1 in case of continuous data. To find the first quartile class, calculate n upon 4, that is 72 divided by 4, and it comes out to be 18. Search a cumulative frequency just greater than 80. Here look in the table, the frequency just greater than 18 is this 40. So the first quartile class is 30 to 40. This is the first quartile class. Now use the formula of calculating the first quartile as Q1 is equal to L1 plus n upon 4 minus Cf divided by F into I. Here the first quartile class is, we know that, 30 to 40, where L1 is lower limit of first quartile class, that is 30, plus n upon 4 is 18, minus this Cf is a less than cumulative frequency of the previous class, means a class of 20 to 30, and it has frequency less than cumulative 12. So it is 12, and F is frequency of first quartile class, that is 28. So it is 28, and I is the class interval, difference between this upper limit and lower limit of first quartile class, that is 10. So it is 30 plus 6 divided by 28 into 10. After simplification, it is 30 plus 2.1428. Therefore, Q1 is equal to 32.1428 1428. This is the first quartile of our continuous given data. Now we will calculate the third quartile. So third quartile Q3. To obtain the third quartile Q3, we have to obtain the third quartile class. How we will obtain? Calculate 3n by 4, that is 3 into 18, which is equal to 54. Now search for a cumulative frequency which is just greater than 54. By observing the less than cumulative frequency column, we obtained 60 is a cumulative frequency which is just greater than this 54. Hence, the corresponding class 40 to 50 is a third quartile class. This class is known as third quartile class, which has frequency 20. And its previous class has less than cumulative frequency 40. Now we will substitute all these values in the formula of third quartile class. We get Q3 equal to L1 plus 3n by 4 minus Cf divided by F into I. Here we know that the third quartile class is 40 to 50. Let me write it for our reference. L1, the lower limit of third quartile class, that is 40, plus 3n by 4 is 54. We have calculated it. And cumulative frequency of the previous class is 40. We have seen it, divided by frequency of a class 40 to 50, that is third quartile class is 20, into I is nothing but the class interval, means 50 minus 40, upper limit minus lower limit. These are all concepts: lower limit, upper limit, class interval, less than cumulative frequency, more than cumulative frequency. All the lectures are covered in basics of statistics. If a student want to refer that lectures, then click on the I button at the top right corner of the screen, and a link of that playlist is also mentioned in the description below. After simplification, it is 40 plus, this is 7, so it is 47. Q3 is 47. Now we will obtain its coefficient of quartile deviation, known as the relative measure of quartile deviation, and it is given by coefficient of quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1, which is equal to, substitute the values, we get 47 minus the value of first quartile is 32.1428 divided by 47 plus 32.1428, which is equal to, after simplification, it is 0.187726. This is the coefficient of quartile deviation in case of continuous data. In this way, in this lecture, we learn the examples on quartile deviation and quartile and its relative measure depending upon the three types of data: individual data, discrete data, and continuous data. I hope student understand all the examples. If a student like this lecture, click on the like button, share with your friends and classmates to learn the quartile division and coefficient of quartile division in simple and more easy way. Students are requested to subscribe Learn Statistics channel in order to get the notification of upcoming lectures in the upcoming days. We will meet in the next lecture with the next concept from the subject statistics. Till then, we will stop here. Thank you.